Hello, bonjour, welcome to my channel. I'm glad you are here. The Rhône is one of Europe's most fascinating rivers. Originating from the Rhône Glacier in the Swiss Alps, the Rhône continues its journey through Switzerland and France before slowing down as it nears the Mediterranean. Don't think of the Rhône as just a river. Think of it as a travel storyteller. Today, come with me to check what the Rhône has to show and tell. Let's go. Allons-y. The 813-kilometer-long Rhône begins its journey high in the Swiss Alps, where it starts as a glacier-fed stream. Then it flows through the Valais region, before it reaches and exits Lake Geneva, or Lac Léman in French, to enter France. The Rhône flows through Lyon, Avignon, and Arles. Romans used the Rhône as a key trade and military route. Cities like Lyon and Arles have Roman amphitheaters, baths, and aqueducts. It inspired artists like Vincent van Gogh, who painted along the Rhône in Arles. Geneva. The Rhône River in Geneva is one of the most iconic natural features of Geneva and marks the transition of the river from Switzerland to France. The Rhône enters Geneva from Lake Geneva, Lac Léman, where it exits the lake at the western tip. The Rhône's exit from Geneva occurs near the Jet d'eau, Geneva's iconic water fountain. The Pont du Mont Blanc Bridge crosses the Rhône right where it leaves the lake. L'Île Rousseau is a small island in the Rhône, just past the East Lake exit. It is a really unique place where you can witness a river exit a lake. The Rhône here is just starting its long journey all the way down to the Mediterranean Sea. So when you are in Geneva, you are witnessing the very beginning of an epic adventure. The island de l'Île Rousseau is named after philosopher Jean-Jacques Rousseau, who was born in Geneva. The island is a tranquil green space, accessible by pedestrian bridges. You can have a promenade by a picturesque lake, and have breakfast, coffee, or tea at Bain de Paquis on Lake Geneva. Lyon. In Lyon, you can witness a confluence. The confluence of the Rhône River in Lyon is a beautiful spot. You see two mighty rivers, the Rhône and the Saône, coming together right in the heart of the city. The water flows merge smoothly, creating this dynamic mix of currents and colors that's really calming to watch. Around this meeting point, you will find charming riverside promenades, perfect for a leisurely stroll or bike ride. And right there, the Musée de Confluence, a science center and anthropology museum, is located at the southern tip of the presqu'île, at the confluence of the Rhône and the Saône. Lyon is one of those cities that blends old world charm with modern flair. Vieux Lyon, meaning Old Lyon, and there are so many things to see and do. The Basilique Notre-Dame de Fourvière is one of Lyon's most iconic landmarks. This beautiful white basilica was built in the late 19th century as a tribute to the Virgin Mary, who the people of Lyon believed protected them from a Prussian invasion during the Franco-Prussian War. And if you are a foodie, Les Halles de Lyon pour Bocuse is heaven. It's an upscale indoor market full of delicious things to taste. Cheese, pastries, wine, charcuterie, frog legs, you name it. Named after Lyon's culinary legend Paul Bocuse, it's a must visit. And you must try a traditional bouchon in Lyon. A bouchon lyonnais is a type of traditional restaurant that is unique to Lyon. Bouchons lyonnais are all about hearty, comforting food, a warm atmosphere, and a deep connection to Lyon's culinary roots. From Lyon, the Rhône flows south through a narrow valley between the Massif Central and the Alps. Known as the Rhône Valley, this area is one of France's premier wine regions, such as Côte-Rôtie, Hermitage, Condrieu, Châteauneuf-du-Pape, Gigondas, and Côte-du-Rhône. If you want to see Châteauneuf-du-Pape wineries, please watch the Visiting Châteauneuf-du-Pape Wineries and All About Châteauneuf-du-Pape Wine video. Avignon. In the middle of this wine region, there is Avignon. The Rhône River in Avignon is both a geographical landmark and a cultural symbol, playing a central role in the city's history, identity, and daily life. The Rhône flows along the western edge of Avignon, separating it from the department of Gogh. The city itself lies on the left bank, eastern side of the river. You will see the Rhône up close if you go up the Pont Saint-Benezet, better known as Pont d'Avignon, the famous medieval bridge partially ruined once spanned the Rhône. Built in the 12th century, much of it was destroyed by floods and never fully rebuilt. But it is immortalized in the French song Sur le pont d'Avignon.
Sur le pont d'Avignon, on y danse sur le pont d'Avignon, on y danse tout en rond. Les beaux messieurs font comme ça.
When you are in Avignon, you must visit the Palais des Papes, the Pope's Palace in English, which is at the highest point of the town. It is a formidable 8-towered fortress on a rock, 58 meters or 190 feet above Avignon. The construction of the palace started in 1252. When Pope Clement V, the first French pope, was elected in June 1305, he moved the papacy from Rome to Avignon in 1309 and brought in the period known as the Avignon Papacy. If you want to see this medieval city of the popes and Avignon Bridge, please watch the Pope's Palace and City Outside of Vatican, Palais des Papes Avignon video. Arles. The Rhône River then flows towards Arles, 40 kilometers southwest of Avignon. Arles marks a fascinating and important stage of the river's journey through southern France. The city sits where the Rhône begins to slow and widen as it approaches the Delta region. The Rhône was vital for trade and military logistics in Roman times. And that is why you see important Roman heritage in Arles, such as Arles Amphitheater and Roman Theater of Arles. If you want to see Roman heritage in Arles, please check them out in the Stunning Roman Remains in Provence, France video. Near Arles, the Rhône splits into two main branches, Grand Rhône in the eastern side and Petit Rhône in the western side. These branches form the Camargue Delta, one of Europe's largest and most biodiverse wetlands. The Rhône River as seen from Aigues-Mortes is a fascinating sight. Aigues-Mortes itself is not directly on the main course of the Rhône, but it is nestled close to the intricate network of waterways and canals that branch off from the river. Winding through the stunning wetlands and salt marshes of the Camargue region. While the Rhône River itself doesn't flow through Aigues-Mortes, several connected water bodies such as the Canal du Rhône are said to flow through Aigues-Mortes. Le Salin, which means salt flats and wetlands around Aigues-Mortes, such as the Salin du Midi, are part of the same brackish and freshwater landscape that's sustained by the Rhône Delta's water balance. If you want to see the Pink Sea, please check out the Pink Marshes and Pink Birds in Provence, French Mediterranean coast video. Aigues-Mortes is a medieval fortified town. It is located in the Gard department, east of the Petit Rhône, close to the Mediterranean coast. If you want to see this medieval fortified town that played a very important role during the 7th Crusade, please watch the St. Louis in France, 4 Beautiful Places of St. Louis in France video. Saintes-Maries-de-la-Mer. The Rhône River ends in the Mediterranean Sea near both Saint-Louis-du-Rhône and Saintes-Maries-de-la-Mer. Saintes-Maries-de-la-Mer lies just south of the Rhône Delta, in the heart of the Camargue, and it is the capital of the Camargue region in the south of France. Saintes-Maries-de-la-Mer is said to be one of the oldest and busiest ports used by the Greeks, then the Romans in ancient times. You can go up to the terrace of the ancient church originally built in the 9th century, then reconstructed in the 14th century. Its crypt is dedicated to Saint Sarah, who is represented by a clothed statue, and has its own altar and many ex-photos. Saint Sarah is a saint of Gypsies, and that is why the town hosts the annual pilgrimage and festival of the Gypsies, attracting visitors interested in the region's culture. Please check out the Sarah, the Saint of Gypsies in Saintes-Maries-de-la-Mer video. You can have a nice promenade by the beach, where 3 Marys were said to have landed 2,000 years ago. This is the beach where Van Gogh sketched the iconic scenery of Saintes-Maries-de-la-Mer that became so famous. In June 1888, while living in Arles, Van Gogh took a week-long trip to Saintes-Maries-de-la-Mer, which is 44 kilometers from Arles. He made several paintings of the seascape and town. You can see how Arles and Camargue region inspired Vincent van Gogh in the Van Gogh's footsteps up to his suicide attempt and grave in France video. As you see, what makes the Rhône really special is not just its size or beauty. It's the way it touches everything around it. Roman ruins, medieval cities, world-famous wine regions like the Côte du Rhône, and stunning natural landscapes. So, I would say that the Rhône is a living thread of history, nature, and culture that winds its way through some of the most beautiful parts of Switzerland and France. If you have enjoyed it, please do give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. I hope to see you again next week. Please subscribe if you want to see more of my weekly videos. Thanks so much for watching.